Welcome back to Sleep Haven, dear listeners. This is your sanctuary, a place where your mind can drift into a world of calm and wonder, leaving behind the cares of the day. Tonight, I invite you to settle in, close your eyes, and allow yourself to be carried away by a story that will guide you gently into the peaceful realms of sleep. This is a tale of strength, resilience, and the enduring power of love. It is a story about a young girl named Lily who faced unimaginable loss but found within herself the courage to keep going, and in doing so, discovered the true meaning of family. Take a deep breath, relax your body, and let this story weave a comforting blanket around your heart. Lily was a bright, spirited young girl who lived in a small town surrounded by lush green fields and tall, whispering trees. Her life had always been filled with love and laughter, especially on those long summer evenings when her parents would take her on picnics in the nearby meadows. They were a small, close-knit family, and Lily cherished every moment spent with her mom and dad. Her mother's laughter was like music, and her father's strong arms made her feel safe, no matter what. But life, as we know, is full of unexpected turns. On one chilly autumn evening, as the sky turned shades of pink and orange, Lily and her parents were driving home from one of their favorite outings. They had spent the day at the lake, feeding the ducks and skipping stones across the water. The drive home was peaceful, with the soft hum of the car engine and the gentle lullaby of the wind rustling through the trees. But then, in the blink of an eye, everything changed. A car coming from the opposite direction swerved into their lane, and in that brief, terrible moment, the world turned upside down. There was a screech of tires, the sickening crunch of metal, and then silence. When Lily opened her eyes, she was lying on the soft grass beside the road, her head aching, her body trembling with shock. The world around her was eerily quiet, save for the distant wail of a siren growing closer. She tried to move, to understand what had happened, but the pain in her heart was sharper than any physical injury. Her parents were gone. In that instant, Lily's world shattered. The warmth and security she had always known disappeared, leaving her alone in a world that suddenly felt cold and unfriendly. She didn't understand why this had happened, why the people she loved most had been taken from her so abruptly. For days, Lily was lost in a fog of grief and confusion. The house, once filled with the smell of her mother's cooking and the sound of her father's voice, was now quiet and empty. The weight of her loss was overwhelming, pressing down on her tiny shoulders until it felt like she couldn't breathe. But even in the darkest moments, there is always a glimmer of light, a tiny spark of hope that refuses to be extinguished. For Lily, that light came in the form of her Aunt Emma. Aunt Emma was her mother's younger sister, a kind and gentle woman who had always been a part of Lily's life. She lived in a cozy cottage at the edge of the town where the forest began to creep in and where the birds sang their sweetest songs. When Aunt Emma heard about the accident, she rushed to be by Lily's side, wrapping her in a warm embrace that made Lily feel, for the first time since the accident, that maybe, just maybe, she wasn't entirely alone. Aunt Emma didn't try to fill the void left by Lily's parents. She knew that was impossible. Instead, she offered something else. Her unwavering presence, her quiet strength, and the assurance that Lily would never have to face the world alone. In those early days, when the pain was still raw and Lily's tears seemed endless, Aunt Emma would sit with her, holding her close and letting her cry. She didn't say much, just murmured soft, comforting words and stroked Lily's hair, reminding her that it was okay to grieve, okay to feel lost. Take a moment, dear listener, to breathe deeply. Imagine yourself in a place of comfort where you are held and supported, just as Lily was by her Aunt Emma. Let go of any tension in your body and allow yourself to be soothed by the love and care that surrounds you. You are safe here in Sleep Haven, where only peace and serenity exist. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Lily began to heal, little by little. The pain of her loss never fully disappeared, but it became more manageable, like a dull ache that she learned to live with. And Emma helped Lily rebuild her life, piece by piece, day by day. They established new routines, small rituals that brought a sense of normalcy back into Lily's world. Every morning, Aunt Emma would wake Lily with a gentle knock on her door, and they would sit together at the kitchen table, sipping tea and talking about the day ahead. After breakfast, they would go for long walks in the forest, where the tall trees seemed to whisper words of encouragement, and the sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating patterns of light and shadow on the ground. It was on one of these walks that Aunt Emma introduced Lily to a special place deep in the heart of the forest. It was a small, secluded clearing, surrounded by ancient oak trees and blanketed with soft green moss. In the center of the clearing was a stone bench, worn smooth by time, and beside it a small, crystal clear pond that reflected the sky like a mirror. This was your mother's favorite place, Aunt Emma told Lily, her voice soft and full of memory. She used to come here whenever she needed to think, to clear her mind, or just to be alone with her thoughts. It's a place of peace and healing. Lily felt a sense of connection to her mother in that clearing, as if her spirit was still present, watching over her. She began to visit the spot often, sitting on the stone bench and gazing into the pond, letting the quiet beauty of the place fill her with a sense of calm. It became her sanctuary, a place where she could feel close to her parents and find comfort in the knowledge that they were never truly gone as long as she held them in her heart. As time went on, Lily's strength grew. She learned to smile again, to laugh, and to find joy in the small things. A butterfly landing on a flower, the sound of the rain on the roof, the warmth of the sun on her face. Aunt Emma encouraged her to pursue her passions, and soon Lily discovered a love for painting. She spent hours in Aunt Emma's garden, capturing the vibrant colors of the flowers and the soft hues of the sunset on canvas. One summer's day, as the sun shone warmly over the rolling hills, Aunt Emma suggested a day trip to the lake where Lily's family had often gone. It was a place filled with bittersweet memories, but Aunt Emma believed it was time to revisit it, to create new memories there, to show Lily that life, even after loss, continues to offer moments of joy. They packed a picnic basket full of homemade sandwiches, fresh fruit, and Lily's favorite cookies. The lake was as beautiful as Lily remembered, its surface smooth and still, reflecting the clear blue sky above. As they walked along the shore, Aunt Emma shared stories of her own childhood, tales of adventure and mischief that made Lily laugh and forget her worries for a while. After lunch, they rented a small rowboat and drifted out onto the lake. The gentle rocking of the boat, the cool breeze on her face, and the sound of the water lapping against the sides brought Lily a sense of peace she hadn't felt in a long time. As they sat in the middle of the lake, surrounded by the vast expanse of water and sky, Lily realized that this place, which had once been a source of sadness, could now be a source of comfort. That evening, back at Aunt Emma's cottage, they sat on the porch and watched the stars appear one by one in the night sky. Lily felt a deep sense of contentment, a quiet happiness that came from knowing that she was not alone, that she was loved and cared for. She was beginning to see that life, with all its challenges and heartaches, also held moments of beauty and joy, moments that made the journey worthwhile. Aunt Emma was always there, quietly supporting Lily, encouraging her creativity, and celebrating her achievements, no matter how small. She understood that healing was a process, and that some days would be harder than others. But she also knew that Lily had a resilience within her, a strength that would see her through the darkest times. One evening, as they sat together in the living room, the fire crackling softly in the hearth, Aunt Emma handed Lily a small, wrapped package. "This was something your mother wanted you to have," she said, her voice tender. "She asked me to give it to you when you were ready." Lily's hands trembled slightly as she unwrapped the package. Inside was a small, leather-bound journal, the pages yellowed with age. On the first page, in her mother's familiar handwriting, were the words, "For my dearest Lily, may your heart always find the light." Tears filled Lily's eyes as she held the journal close to her chest. It was a gift from her mother, a reminder of the love that would always be a part of her, no matter what. As she flipped through the pages, she found them filled with her mother's thoughts, dreams, and hopes for the future. It was as if her mother had left a piece of herself behind, a guiding light to help Lily navigate the challenges ahead. That night, as Lily lay in bed, the journal resting on her nightstand, she felt a sense of peace she hadn't known in a long time. She knew her parents were watching over her, their love woven into the fabric of her life. And she knew that with Aunt Emma by her side, she could face whatever the future held. Take another deep breath, dear listener. Let your heart be filled with the warmth of love and the strength of family. Remember that no matter what challenges you face, you are never truly alone. There is always someone watching over you, supporting you, and guiding you through the darkest nights. The years passed, and Lily grew into a strong, compassionate young woman. The pain of losing her parents never fully disappeared, but it became a part of her, shaping her into the person she was meant to be. She continued to visit the clearing in the forest, drawing strength from the memories of her mother, and she filled her journal with her own thoughts, dreams, and hopes for the future. Lily's bond with Aunt Emma deepened over the years, and together they built a life filled with love, laughter, and new memories. They celebrated holidays, birthdays, and the simple joys of everyday life. Aunt Emma became not just a guardian, but a true friend and confidant, someone Lily could always turn to in times of need. One day, as they were sitting in the garden, Aunt Emma turned to Lily and said, "I'm so proud of you, my dear. You've grown into such a strong, beautiful woman. Your parents would be so proud of you too." Lily smiled, a warm, contented smile. She had come a long way from the frightened, heartbroken girl she had once been. She had faced her darkest fears, and she had emerged stronger for it, and in doing so, she had learned an important lesson that love, once given, never truly fades. It lives on in the hearts of those who remember, guiding them, comforting them, and giving them the strength to carry on. As the sun set on that peaceful evening, casting a golden glow over the garden, Lily knew that she was exactly where she was meant to be. She had found her place in the world, surrounded by love and supported by the memories of those she had lost. And she knew that no matter what the future held, she would face it with courage and grace. And now, dear listener, as the story comes to a close, I invite you to let go of any lingering thoughts or worries. Allow the warmth of this tale to fill your heart and ease your mind. You are safe, you are loved, and you are never alone. Close your eyes and let the gentle embrace of sleep carry you away to a place of peace and tranquility. Here, in Sleep Haven, you are free to dream, to heal, and to rest. Good night, and may your dreams be filled with light and love.